Right, members, we're ready to reconvene. Just to alert the participants, I can see that Taste Talk are there, so are Mr. and Mrs. Robinson there?
Yes.
Okay. Right, give me a second. Now, we have to go through some procedure here. So members, you've had a chance to consider this matter in retirement. Is there a motion?
Yes, there is. As long as you read it out.
Yes.
Okay. We would like to grant, subject to amending the premises license as follows. Amend the description of the premises by deleting malt whisky in the first paragraph and deleting whisky in the second paragraph, and insert instead alcohol. Thereafter, refuse the remainder of the variation application request for the recorded music and films on the basis, that the board is not satisfied that all reasonable steps have been taken to prevent noise nuisance. The granting of this part of the variation application would be inconsistent with the licensing objectives and preventing public nuisance.
Is there a seconder?
Yes, I'm happy to second.
Members, that's the motion to grant part reviews. Is there any amendment from members? Any different amendment? Looking at those online, looking around. No. Vice Convener, where we are is we have a motion to grant in terms of changing description, but refuse in terms of the recorded music and films element. So I think it's over to you to ask whether everyone agrees with that motion.
Members, do we agree with the motion?
Agreed.
Thank you. What I would like to do is make a statement to Mrs. Gillian Marsh and Angus McDougall and the Robinsons. This is not an ideal situation, and the board recognises that. What I would like to say is that if an informal agreement can be put in place with the support of both parties, which is mutually agreed, and a new application can be submitted to the board. That concludes matters, and you can both leave now. Leave the meeting now. Okay, we're now moving on to page 83, which is annual fees review for Nichols Steakhouse Bar and Grill. This is a premises license review proposal for Nichols Steakhouse and Bar and Grill, 75 Princess Street, Perth. Could I ask the Deputy Clerk to introduce the review?
Thank you, Vice Convener. Yes, it's our premises license review proposal on the basis of non-payment of the annual fee. My understanding is there's been no contact from the premises license holder as to how they wish to participate in today's hearing. As can be seen, they're not present. This is a review proposal on the board's own initiative. On this occasion, there will be no appearance to speak to the review proposal because the facts and the proposal speak for themselves. Either the annual fee has been paid or it is not. Now, all premises licence holders have received, per Mandatory Condition 10 and fees regulations, notice of the annual fee due by 1st October 22. At least one reminder has been issued to all premises licence holders who have not paid the annual fee. The annual fee due for this premise is £280. Now, Vice Convener, I've just add that the board must firstly determine if a ground for review is established. If so, the board must then separately consider what step to impose. Any steps taken should not be imposed for the purpose of a penalty. I've nothing more to add at this stage, Vice Convener. I think we're over to any submissions by Licensing Standards Officer.
Okay, thank you. Could I ask Mrs. McCormack, Licensing Standards Officer, to put forward any submissions?
So I refer to Nichols Steakhouse and Bar and can confirm that failure to pay the premises licence annual fee is a breach of mandatory condition number 10. There have been numerous attempts to contact the premises by telephone, letter and by email, and to date the payment for annual fee remains outstanding. I can confirm that inquiries have revealed that the premises are no longer trading alcohol. In addition to my report, there's also been in-person visits to a supplementary business that has come to my attention that this premises licence holder also operates, and numerous messages and telephone messages have been left and they have gone unanswered.
Thank you. Members, are there any questions for Mrs McCormack? Councillor Bailey Ahern.
Thank you. It's not necessarily a question. Nichols Steakhouse is in my ward. Just that I'm aware that there was an article in the press that the Nichols Steakhouse closed because the chef left and they're looking for another chef. And I've searched online with regards to Nichols Steakhouse and it's marked as temporarily closed, which is why I don't think there's been any response.
Thank you. Are there any further questions for Mrs Cormack? Members, do we agree that the grounds for review are established on the basis of a breach of mandatory condition 10(2) on the premises licence?
Agreed.
Councillor Anderson, I want to ask you each individually. Councillor McPherson. Councillor Stewart. Bailey Ahern. Bailey Brock.
Agreed.
Councillor James.
Likewise, agreed, Convener. Thanks.
Okay. Members, what steps do we wish to impose on the premises licence? I'll start with Councillor Anderson.
So if I could perhaps come in here, you have a range of options available to you, including taking no action, but what the board has at least done in past as practice, and I'll read it a wee bit longhand, is either you suspend the premises licence with immediate effect until such time as the annual fees due are paid, as both necessary and appropriate for the purposes of all licensing objectives, or you revoke the premises licence as both necessary and appropriate for the purposes of licensing objectives. So, I mean, obviously there's the option of no action being taken, but given the information before you, it's either no action or it's suspend immediately until paid, or it's revoke. Now, if you revoke, the premises licence is gone, it couldn't be brought back together. It would have to be a new application after that. It's a matter for yourselves.
Thank you, Deputy Clerk. Councillor Anderson, what measures do you wish to take?
Suspend.
Councillor McPherson.
Suspend.
Councillor Stewart.
Suspend.
Bailey Ahern.
Suspend until fees paid.
Bailey Brock.
I've put it in the chat, but it is suspend as well.
Okay. Councillor James.
Full house, suspend.
Okay. And likewise, I suspend as my view is to suspend. Could I ask the Deputy Clerk if there's anything else to add?
Nothing more to add. I think I really narrated the terms earlier. It's suspend with immediate effect until paid, necessary and appropriate purposes of all the licensing objectives.
Okay, thank you, everybody. This now brings today's proceedings. Oh, have I? Oh. I do apologise, I'm getting ahead of myself there. Can I please, 8.2, the annual for the Loft Country Kitchen and Restaurants, can ask members to note that the premises review for the Loft Country Kitchen and Bar Restaurant has been withdrawn as the annual fees has been paid. 8.3, the Royal Hotel Blairgowrie, could I also ask members to note that the premise licence review for the Royal Hotel Blairgowrie has been withdrawn as the annual fee has been paid. And that now does bring to an end today's proceedings. Could I thank everybody for their attendance and their participation.